Alright, so today's video is legs. It is leg day. I'm starting off with some lighter squats. I think I'm doing between 10 and 12 reps with this guy, I believe. It's just simple 185. My left knee was kind of having some pain and it was not agreeing too well with super heavy squats. So I did a warm-up set and then I tried 225 and that just was causing a lot of pain. So I bumped the weight down. Yet again, it's not always about the weight. So Eric and I are doing squats, both with 185 just for the video. We both took it light today on this one. And this one's just really, really good exercise for your glutes. It's good for your quads. It's good for your stabilizer muscles. Just overall in your lower body, and actually helps engage your core. Next exercise we did, leg press. So this one, I haven't used this particular one before because I always use the one next door to it, but I tried this one out for the first time. I liked it. I don't think I liked it quite as much as the other one, but it was pretty good. The angle was a little funky on this guy, but I keep my feet higher just so I can really focus a lot on my quads and a lot on my glutes especially too, because trust me, God knows that needs some work. I actually got this from Chris Bumstead, so I did about between an 8 to 10 casual second rest pause set. So I did 10 reps with my feet wide and high, and then I put my feet in the middle. I held the weight there for 8 to 10 casual seconds, and then I did an additional 10 reps with my feet close and narrow and a little bit lower on the pad. I had Eric do the same thing. I think we did 3 or 4 working sets of this, and we did 10 reps a piece, no matter how much weight we threw on there. I think we got up to 7 plates and still did the same thing. And it was a pretty kick-ass workout, if you ask me, in my opinion. Definitely would give these a try for sure. Oh, yes. Going into the struggle of this machine, there's a billion adjustments on this. This is a standing hamstring curl machine. You do it, I mean, I guess you could do it with both legs, but it's incredibly difficult, and it honestly burns more in the core trying to keep yourself held up. So I did single leg curls on this one. Our sets were, I think, 15 and 15, so 30 reps per leg, I believe, on this one. Or maybe it was a 10 and 10, I can't quite remember. But single leg hamstring curl machine, so this guy, it's like pure isolation on the hamstring. So it's like putting your tricep on a preacher pad doing bicep curls. It's pure isolation, and it's honestly really killer. If you're prone to getting Charlie horses in your hamstring like I do, I would suggest going a little bit lighter on this one. And I mean, yet again, weight does not matter necessarily unless you're trying to get stronger, but just take it easy and take it slow. I supersetted that with some leg extensions. I think I did 25 on this one and 3 working sets, and the seat was a little too far forward, but just for the video's sake, it was comfortable enough for me to actually do it without getting hurt. So I probably should have checked that before I went on the machine, but it's all good. It's completely fine. So hamstrings and quads, and it's a great superset, good burn. Did 15, 15, and then 25 on the quad extensions. Eric here is doing the same exact thing. I think it's 15, 15, and then 25 on the leg extensions, just getting a great pump, getting the blood flowing into the muscles. Okay, for our next exercise, we have one heck of a superset here. So we have standing calf raises that we're first going to start off with. So one thing you'll know about me eventually, if you can't tell already, I like never work out in athletic shoes, especially on leg day. I just really like Vans and like Converse and just bare feet even, just because I like feeling my center of gravity, just having a completely flat shoe. Started with 12, no, 20, I think. Yeah, I did 20 standing calf raises, and then I did 10 and 10 on the partially seated calf raise. It's kind of at like a obtuse angle. I did 10 inner and 10 outer, one to hit the medial portion of the calf, and then this one is to hit the lateral portion of the calf. It's two different variations. You don't need to go super heavy on an exercise like that just because of your knees. And then I went over here and I supersetted with a seated calf raise machine. So this guy, doing this one barefoot actually hurt a lot just because it was at like a rounded angle and you're using your toes to push up and off. So I was not too happy for the rest of the set, but I did not want to do it in athletic shoes. So here I have Eric doing the exact same thing. So standing hits the long head of your calf muscle, and then the seated one hits the short head. You have your gastrocnemius and your soleus. And then I think he did 15 or 20 on this one, and then I had him do the 10 and 10, and then I think he finished off at 12 on the seated calf raise machine. Next off, going into the hip thrust machine. So we had a 25 on the inside that was already preset there. So I was just like, might as well just throw 45 on each end. So we did that, and I think we did like 5 sets of 10, I believe, on this one. So this one, you don't necessarily need to go super heavy with this because the main point of the hip thrusting machine is to just really focus on those glutes. If you don't squeeze your glutes, you're going to get more hamstrings versus anything else and like kind of hip extensors. But if you really want your glutes to grow, definitely use this machine and make sure you squeeze your glutes. Like actually squeeze and contract like someone just like shot you in the ass with like an airsoft gun or something, or a paintball gun if you've ever played paintball. If you have, you know how much that hurts. All right, so hip adduction, adduction, where the weight is going towards the midsection of your body. This is hitting the medial/inner portion of your thighs or your legs, whatever you want to call it. This is the ability to not have a leg gap when you are on stage. So my buddy Eric and I, we were going really slow on this machine right here just so we can really put a lot of time under tension with these muscles, just because not only does it take a hot second for these muscles to grow, but the more time and attention you have during your exercises, the faster they're going to grow too. So I had Eric do these. I think we did 4 sets in total of this one, and we did 10 reps per machine. We went nice and slow with all these. So these are definitely like a super beneficial exercise for you. I used to really hate on these machines, and I was like, they really did nothing. And then I actually like started using them, and like I did the research behind like the science of the machines, and I gave it a shot, and then I was just like, you know what, these actually aren't too bad. So try it before you hate on it is kind of like my new motto after I did something like that. So, and then moving on into the hip AB abduction machine. So where the weight is going away from the midsection of your body, like you're getting abducted by aliens. So this one really helps with like your hip extensors. Just with the whole lateral motion of it will really help with your IT band, and it will help overall like just burn fat and have that nice like defined, well-rounded outer hip muscle. It also can slightly hit some of your glutes as well, depending on how far back you can get it. If you're not super flexible like me, you probably won't really feel it back there all that much. But I would definitely recommend adding both of these in as like a finisher. I wouldn't have it as like a main, like I'll put in quotes, compound movement for this, but give it a shot. Try it before you hate on it. Anyways, this is the end of the video. Have a great rest of your day.